Talent Creek ATV. So, welcome to Talent Creek ATV. Let me explain the intro to you. Honda, typically 4x110. However, in the latest generation side-by-sides they came out with, the Pioneer and the Talon, both the Pioneer 1000 and of course the Talon 1000 have 4x137 lug pattern. Can-Ams, at least most Can-Ams you're going to find on the trails nowadays, are 4x137 pattern. Therefore, if you have a Can-Am and you need some wheels for, you come across a set of Pioneer 1000s or the Talon 1000s, they will directly bolt to your Can-Am Outlander. I have absolutely no rubbing on the brake caliper, the brake pads, shocks, hubs, control arms, they fit perfect. Now, this is the Pioneer setup, which means you have skinny fronts, a la these are 28 by 9.5 or by 9 are 15. The backs are 28 by 11 are 15. Therefore, you can run a skinny wide setup on an Outlander. Realistically, the back tire on a stock Outlander is a touch wider than the front, albeit not 2 inches wider, but they are wider. So you can run your Pioneer Talon 1000 rims on your Can-Am, same bolt pattern. For those of you who are just curious, standard, most of the time bolt pattern, okay? Honda, 4x110, with the exception of the Pioneer and the Talon 1000. Can-Am, 4x137 across the board, okay? Maybe except the early Bombardier machines, maybe a different pattern, I'm not 100% sure. All of your Arctic Cats, every single one is a 4x115, okay? I think there were some Arctic Cats that had 4x110. There again, early Arctic Cats were 4x110. Polaris, across the board, 4x156. 4x156 without fail across the board. So your Razor rims will fit on your Sportsman, will fit on your Scrambler, will fit on your Ranger, will fit on your General. They're all the same across the board. Kawasaki, I believe, ran some weird 4x120 or something weird. When I had my T-Rex, you can look in the videos, I have videos of that too. It was a weird bolt pattern. It wasn't 4x110, it wasn't Can-Am, and it wasn't Arctic Cat. It was some weird bolt pattern. Now, some Kawasaki's, the brute forces are all 110, 4x110. The older King Quad, 4x110, but your bigger Kawasaki's ran a different wheel pattern. I think some even went up as big as 4x156, so they're the oddball with the weird lug patterns. So, with that being said, that is the purpose of today's video. Is we're doing a little bit of a butt lift on Otis, the Outlander. She had a nice visit at Redline Power Sports today. However, they didn't have a belt in stock. So Otis is still kind of just going to hang out in the shop till we get that sorted out, which should be this time next week. It should be ready to ride just in time for Trucks Gone Wild at Fast Tracks. Hope to see some of you guys there. Next thing we're going to be doing is changing out the taillight on Otis. She's seen better days, and I don't want this to blow the bulb, because if you watch my previous video, the Outlander 850, the yellow one, if this bulb goes, it will put this into limp mode. So we're going to get this changed out. I got a really good looking light assembly I will show you here momentarily. Also, one more update for today, for this video. BRP is now on Otis, there and up there. So with that being said, guys, let's get this taillight installed, and then we'll kind of take it for one more spin, see and make sure everything's all happy, hunky-dory, okay? Happy Friday. So, this is the taillight we have. It came from Wang Chung Jr. Industries. Look them up. They're real. It's really nice, actually. It's got, I don't know if you can see it in here, it's got LEDs. Let's get this off. It's got LEDs, right? So it should be a lot more brighter than the bulby one that I'm taking out. Now, there's no way to get to the back of this without pulling plastics, but judging off of these little tabs, I'm thinking if I get a flathead in there and just one good time, it should just pop out of whatever rubber containment device is holding it in. Now, I have no clue what these two yellow wires are for, so I suppose we'll find that out. I think it's maybe for a turn signal. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out when we get it pulled out. So let's go ahead and get a screwdriver and a rag, and let's get this taillight pulled out. So I got the longest flathead I could find. I'm just going to try and gently, hopefully, maybe. Yeah, there it goes. Do the other side real quick. Okay, so that's there. Where's the wire? Wire is hidden. Just kind of sitting there. Sure, I hope you can see that right down here. Can you see that? Yeah, right down here at the bottom. A lot of room for your hands to get into here. This looks like the tang's already been pulled on this one. Nope, I lied, it's up here. Yeah. Probably want you to remove this back bumper, but I am definitely not about to do that. Not to change a freaking taillight. Okay, now this is just a 3-pronger, so I can only imagine that those two are for something else. So what we're going to do is we'll plug this one in and just kind of easy set it in there and just make sure it works before I go sending it home. Oh, I got the white clip dirty. Dang it. Come here. Listen. There you go, right there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Now let's figure out how they want this. That. Get down here. Alright. Good little click. See what we got going on. Any smoke? Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so it does the brights and the brakes, or the headlights, the running lights, if you will, and the brakes. So there you go. I'm pretty happy about that. What do you think? It's good, right? So now we're just gonna grab our rag here, send that guy home. And that's it, ladies and gents. That's how you change a brake light on a Can-Am. Get this nasty thing just right in the trash can. So, tail lights, super easy. These are the tools you need. And smaller hands would help. But, side note here, one of you was very upset with the fact that I didn't properly remove the bolts that hold up the front rack here and cause some body damage. So I'm gonna be going ahead and fixing that now that I have room. To be honest, I couldn't get to these nuts and bolts with the bumper in there because of the rad relocate and everything. I would have had to completely take all this apart to get to those bolts. So I just kind of did it crudely. I'm paying the price, okay? I own it. But now that I have this room, I'm gonna go ahead. I got this side off here. I got to swap bolts, which I have in my pocket. I got new bolts for it. I'm gonna go ahead and swap this side too, get this side off, and then we'll carry on with the rest of the video. Now, I can't reuse these nuts and bolts, and I'll tell you why. See the hex head in here? This one's actually the good one. Let me see. I don't have the other one anymore. It's still in here. This is actually the good one. The second I put a hex tool in there, it just starts stripping. So I'm going to replace them with basically metric style nuts and bolts. So the next time I have to do this, because I am planning on getting a bumper, a new bumper for this thing, kind of that 570 XMR style bumper. I want to be able to put them on here and use good nuts and bolts. So this is my setup. All right, got a standard steel nut and bolt set up here and 2 washers. So let's go ahead and get these tossed in here. Obviously you want the nut part, the extended part of the bolt, to go inside so it's kind of hidden. And that's how I'm going to do this. And this should be long enough to support a new bumper. And of course, if you don't like how long it sticks out, you can of course trim it if you choose. I don't really care. The way I see it is just added support. Now this guy's fighting me just a little bit here. Let's see if we can coerce him to come on out. Okay, this is what I was telling you is totally stripped out. I had to vice grip the bejesus out of this thing just to get it to not spin while I was trying to get the nut off the other end. So let's go ahead and throw a new nut and bolt and washers on this end. Should be ready to rock and roll. Okay. Well, get on there now. Oh, that washer's too small. Okay. We can fix that. There we go. All right, now tighten everything back up. Don't need Hulk strength on this, just tighten her up.
Perfect.
Well, that's going to about do it for this episode. Stay tuned for part 3 of this machine. Thinking there's going to be plenty more on it. Still waiting on headlights. Still waiting on U-joints for the front drive shaft. But other than that, it's done. Belt's done. Service is done. Tires, wheels. Just look at them. They look phenomenal. So I'll probably use it as a thumbnail here in a minute. But anyway, with all that being said and done, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. We'll see you in about a week and a half. Peace.